Okay. Is it him?
No, it's not the same guy that you're speaking about, the Raptor guy.
Yes.
No, it's not the same. Those people are from the way. No, that's not
so
the
this
same.
is a customer that TT's been working with.
This is Rowan Potgieter. I'm just trying to remember this is the guy that wanted a fee class. No, that's fine. I'll quickly make the call now.
You can just text me later once we've got all the information and everything under control. But please text me.
But this is not the same guy. This guy physically just approved now. I think he just replied to your message.
Is it a positive message?
Yeah, let me just go through it. Uncle Bob's, I'm sure my wife can hear your voice in the dreams by now. The way
I read it wrong. Okay. Just give him a call and say that Uncle B was just stressed that he was unhappy about the approval. But now that I read the message, he's actually very happy about the approval. So just tell him to ignore my message because I'm like, where did we fail you? Okay. Will you give him a shout, please, sir?
I'm calling him straight away, sir.
I was like literally having hot flashes, whatever it's called. Okay, perfect. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Yes, bye.
I just need to read properly maybe and not scan. Okay, we're live.
Yeah.
Is there more than one person here?
Let's see. Yeah, 122 people.
That's called being in the trenches. I have a WhatsApp that's this long and I scan through it, reading every fifth word, and the customer just got approved. And what he said is, not only will Mit-Mak be my first choice, but my number one choice. And I read, Mit-Mak will not be my number one choice. And I took a happy out of my seat now. Selective hearing and selective reading. Okay. Tonight's masterclass is going to be different to the way that we've hosted it for the last month and a half. What did you break?
Nothing.
Het iets gebreek?
Nee, ek het dit net probeer mooier maak.
Lyk dit nog steeds nie mooi nie.
Dit lyk 'n bietjie beter.
Tonight's masterclass is 100% different to what you guys are used to me doing in the last 2 months. This session is going to be strictly focusing on what this group is meant to be. I'm not going to go into customer training. That's left for another session. This is a business strategy meeting for people that want to grow their companies and their teams. This is the playbook. Where's my playbook, Elsa? Did you give the last one away?
That one is like the traveling soldier.
Traveling soldier of fortune. Now it's here, now it's not here. I'm going to share with you the playbook, this playbook here on how we won Deal of the Year. Exactly how we did. From how to drive sales teams to exactly how to drive individuals, because every person's different. We were having a TikTok live earlier, and someone asked me, a young man asked me a very good question, and he said, would you prioritize the sale or the relationship? It's like one of the best questions I've ever been asked. And the person literally looked like he's in his early 20s. And my answer was very simple. I'll always prioritize relationships before the sale, because the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. Having said that, I charged dealerships. We did 2 masterclass events. I think they were about a month and a half apart, 2 months apart, something like that. We charged our industry, the dealerships, 50,000 Rand to share this manual with them on how we won Dealer of the Year. Exactly how. From social media marketing, exactly how we do it, all the way down to how I drive management teams, how I drive sales teams, how I interact with different departments. And the most important part, which almost nobody gets right, including me for many, many years, I didn't get it right, is to understand the 4 different personalities that drive people. And in sales, you'd expect people to be driven by money, the lifestyle person. And I was honest today on the live. I've got 8 lines that sit with me. I run tier 3, which is the best of the best in our company, which is the best of the best on the African continent. And only one out of those 8 is actually driven by lifestyle, by money. Only one of the 8. And he doesn't win every month. That's the best part. He wins every second or third month. Does he win the amount of sales for the month? The person that beats him is not driven by finance. He's not a lifestyle person. He's literally not a lifestyle person. But the way that I interact and the way that I communicate with him, and the way that I drive him is very different to the lifestyle person. We're going to unpack all four. And this is the best advice that I've ever received that I'm going to share with you guys for free here. If you want me to dive deeper at the end of the session, if you enjoy this and you get value out of this, if you actually say, Uncle B, the 90 minutes that I spent with you is valuable and it will increase myself, enjoy the free PDF. When Elsie stops playing Tetris, she's going to convert my presentation into PDF and post it on the Business Masterclass group. Is that fair?
That is fair, but also if the TikTok people want it now, then I can send it to them now. They comment PDF
So how will you send it to them?
on TikTok.
Are you able to do that? Send the PDF in the chat.
Yeah, not in the chat, but in the DMs.
Okay. So if you're on TikTok and you get value out of this at the end, just comment PDF. And by that time, Elsie would have finished playing Tetris. You're next to me, and then she'll send it to you in your DM, a PDF.
Yes.
In the DM.
Yes.
Cool technology. Okay, great stuff. Having said that, I'm going to kick it off. This is how we became the #1 dealership in the country. This is a playbook written by me with the help of the entire team. All the departments had a massive impact on this playbook. And we did 2 courses. I had a specific figure in mind. So 22 dealerships per course. It was a full day event where we go 8 layers deep on each and every topic I'm about to touch, 8 layers deep, all the way through. Not only the strategy is one thing, information is limitless today, but the actual value is in how do you implement the information practically. Okay, at the end of this episode, if you want me to go and unpack this with you on a deep level, any one of the 4 that we're going to touch on today, you are welcome to book me for a one-on-one session where it will be tailor-made, bespoke for your company, for your industry. We've done all the way from, you probably drink their water every day. I'm not going to say who, all the way from water to a multi-million rand franchise that has 8 different locations. I don't want to reveal who they are, but they've got 8 different locations all over South Africa. And after the first session that he had with me, he had his record month. But I'm not going to blow smoke up my own ass. I'm going to provide you the value. And if you think it's valuable and can help your business to go 8 layers deep, there's a way at the end that you can book me. Either an in-person session in our studio where it's recorded and packaged and sent back to you so that the information that your team receives, this is vital, comes from you, not from me. So a lot of the dealerships want us to go out and train their salespeople. The challenge that I have with that is then your people look up to me. And I don't want them to look up to me. They need to look up to you because you're leading them and you're driving them. So it's packaged for you. I train the trainer that will then train the team. So that's my idea of how to lead. This was given to me. I was trained. I'm the trainer that got trained, implemented it at a very high level, and then the rest is history. We won the awards, we've got the accolades. I'm going to give it to you. Okay. Having said that, it's a presentation by Bobby Petkoff.
Yes.
Let's get into it. So there are normally 3 types of people that are on a webinar like this. The first group are entrepreneurs looking to scale their businesses. So these are business owners that are watching me, taking notes, and looking at how can I take what Bobby's saying and directly implement it into my company practically right now, as soon as tonight. Once this live ends, you get the PDF, you can take the information, regurgitate it for your own company and say, from tomorrow, this is what we do. From Friday, this is how we do this. Tomorrow morning, I want a management meeting, and we're going to unpack the different ways to drive people, and you're going to tell them how you're going to drive them from now on going forward by asking them very slick questions, which I'll teach you today. Okay. Second group, sales leaders looking to grow their team's performance. So this is typically a sales manager of a company doesn't necessarily have to be a dealership of a company that's driving sales. This works particularly well in a B2B environment because in a B2B environment, you know exactly who your customer is. Exactly. You know that this and this businesses, for example, architects, you know who will actually make use of our services. So for you to promote and market your business B2B is 1,000 times easier than a B2C business like ours. Because today, I don't even know how many cars we shot at the depot, but I'm a different shade of, I don't know what color I am now. But it's like, yeah, I look like a car god after the depot. Elsie's got this big hat and she's scared of the sun. But me, I rock in the sun. But how many cars we shot? Probably 15, 18 new arrivals that we shot. Each and every car has a different customer. We shot a tank, then we shot a Baleno, then we shot a Golf 7.5, a Golf TCR, a Golf 8, all different customers. As much as you think it's the same customer, it's a similar customer, it's not the same customer. So marketing each and every individual car to the end user, to the person that will buy it, is a lot harder than having an architectural firm and you know who your customers are. It's all the town planners. You need to make connections with everybody. The moment that we did that, we've got a floor that's opening soon down the road here. Um, the first people that assisted us took a year and a half to get the plans approved. Once we got the right people in place, it took us 3 months to get everything done. Boom, 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 boom. Uncle D built that dealership in 6.5 weeks, if it was that long. It was very quick, but we found the right people. So B2B versus B2C. Third group, employees of a company that want to grow in their business. So you're currently working at a company, you're not leading a team, you're not a sales leader, you're not a CEO, you're not a CFO, you're not an operational manager, you are an employee working for a company. How do you grow within that business and create a golden handcuff situation? This is what I mean by golden handcuff situation. You need to be irreplaceable. Now, no one's irreplaceable, but as close to irreplaceable to that company by giving them golden handcuffs. How do you create a skill set from the presentation I'm about to show you that makes you irreplaceable in the company? How do you do that? You want to kick into it and have a go. All right. To maximize the value. This is slide 3. So keep counting from here on. Either the bottom right-hand side of the page or the bottom left-hand side of the page, depending on the mood that Elsie was in that day. She goes, yeah, there's a rand value. So how much can this slide make me? So screenshot the slide and write down this idea here can make me 10,000 rand a month. There's one slide, I'm not going to tell you which one it is. There's one slide that I'm going to show you here that has made me probably 20 million. Okay, I'm not even kidding. The one slide, only one slide. And I'm being modest. It's probably made me move. Let's kick into it. So remember, write down the rand value and the idea that I shared with you and how you can implement it. So directly after this live, you can go and deep dive into it and unpack each and every point that you feel will bring you that value. And tomorrow morning, you start extracting it from tomorrow morning or tonight. First one is a strategic quadrant. A quadrant, if you take an A4 size page and you turn it this way, whatever way you want to turn it, you divide it like this and like this. The bottom two, grow your company. The bottom two, grow your company linearly, which means quarter on quarter, you grow 6%, 8%, 9%, not a double digit number. Okay, but the bottom two are probably the most important thing that you can ever build before you scale, because that's your foundation. That's your foundation to allow you to scale up. I failed here miserably, 2021, 2022. I only focused on the top two because 2021 is the year that I got taught this. And as much as PBD, who taught me this, drilled it into my head that Bobby, that's how he speaks, focus on these two. I know you want to run with the top two. Focus on the bottom two Because when you don't build a foundation that's strong enough, your building is top heavy and it will start crumbling. That's exactly what happened. It took us 15 years to get to 100 cars. It took me 9 months with the team to get to 200 cars. That's how powerful the top two are. But the side effect of that, the symptom of that was every single department broke. And me being a young male, okay, without my frontal cortex developed properly, not that it is now, but it's slightly more developed, I only saw the value on the top two. And I thought, okay, as soon as these things start breaking, we're going to build support structures and put things in place to keep those two on top. And we went from a staff complement of 150 to 300 people. Okay. I just put warm bodies in seats, and that was a big mistake on my turn. I had to pay the price, which I did. Okay. Big price I had to pay, learning curve, until I figured out focus on the bottom two first and then scale it up. We are at 150 people now, more profitable, do B2C business only. I went into B2B as well, so I wholesaled a lot of cars and made silly, stupid mistakes, and I learned my lesson. I had to decide either I'm going to be B2B or B2C. I made a decision to be B2C. I want to be the people's champ, and I got to work on the bottom two. Okay, they are very, very important. Bottom left is systems. Systems are processes and procedures within each department. So this strategic quadrant has to be unpacked for each department. Not some, not most, but every department. So systems in each department. For example, when an application comes into our finance and insurance team, who, by the way, won 3 years in a row, back to back to back, number one finance and insurance dealership in the country. About 20 minutes before I left the dealership to come to this live, we got the news that we've been nominated for the fourth time for the number one place. Okay, so the system is as follows. Once that app comes in, what happens first? Who touches that app first? Who touches it second? Who touches it third? Who touches it fourth? Okay, sequencing is hyper important. If you sequence incorrectly, the best way to describe sequencing is this. A young girl at 17, move one is to finish school. Move two is to go and get some sort of an education or a degree so that she has a foundation that she can get a nice job. Move three is get a nice job. Move four is become independently stable with an income where she can sustain her life. Okay. Move five is, if she wishes to do so, go out and look for a suitable partner to go and have a family and children, which is move six, get married. Move seven, have a child. So move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's when you get sequencing wrong in the system. 17-year-old goes to Hatfield, meets a handsome dude with a six-pack, buys her 3 shooters, and they go and have an experience in his car. Now she's pregnant. Okay. Now she's made move 7 at move 1. Okay. And the life that she's going to have going forward, whether they stay together or not, is going to, I'm not saying it's bad or it's worse than, maybe it works out for the best, but generally, the life that she's going to have going forward, making move 7 at move 1, is not going to be as sequenced as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. You guys understand sequencing? It's the best way that I've heard it explained. I wish it was my way, but it's not. I stole it and now you can steal it. It's yours. Systems, processes, procedures, and sequencing in each and every department. I'm going to take marketing, for example. We come up with a concept, we shoot the video, just shot the video now. A gentleman came in today, and heavy-set gentleman, very nice uncle. He spoke Afrikaans. I don't know why I answered in English, switched to English immediately, refused to speak Afrikaans to me. He says, your first language is English. We will continue this business conversation in English. Has 3 cars to trade in on one. He said to me, Uncle B, I've got a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old daughter. When I told my 9-year-old I'm going to go and visit Uncle Bobby today. We're going to trade in these cars for this car. I showed him on the screen. First thing that the lighty said was, stupid low. And I said, what did your girl say? Els, this is you. She, a 7-year-old girl. I said, Uncle, I'm so sorry. He says, don't worry. It's not the worst thing that they've heard, but they watch you every single day. So I gave him a cap, another level cap for the lighty, and a rim scratcher, future rim scratcher for the daughter. So the system with us, the sequencing is, me and Elsie shoot, it goes into the cloud, it goes onto external editors that package it, okay? Elena that leads the team, makes sure that the spelling is correct, the music, everything is in sequence, gets posted on a group where there's checkers. I check, Elsie checks, everybody checks our work. If there's a mistake, there was a mistake the other day with a flag. There was a car that had a flag at the back, and I got the country wrong.
Well, we both did because it's actually just.
Okay, so you got the country wrong, and I just followed your lead. So you made the mistake.
Possibly. Also, it wasn't Afrikaans, so I
Okay.
didn't even know about it.
So the moment that we got the country wrong, she picked it up and she said, please delete this out of the video and cut it onto the next scene because we screwed this up. The video went out, no one knew about it, but if we had posted that video, and we make mistakes and sometimes post mistakes, it's okay, no one's perfect. But the more checks and balances that you have in your system, the less the opportunity is for you to actually screw it up. That's systems. BizDev and sales, business development and sales. It's going to shake hands and meet people and just add value. Sales is sales. You're going to grow sales with the strategies I'm going to show you later. But just a simple example. When I walked in, I said to Elsie, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, I'm going to have one of the most important meetings that I've been praying for and asking for the longest time. And this is a person that I met 3 years ago at a rugby's final sevens that was held in Cape Town. Whether it was 3 years or 4 years, I can't even remember. I think it was 3 years ago.
I remember you actually brought the external hard drive to me, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 3 years ago, I went and I spent the weekend with Westbank, with a bunch of clients that they invited in a VVVIP section where I got to meet some legends from New Zealand. It was like crazy. It was very cool, very fun. And it was back-to-back games. And one particular person that I had a very nice conversation with is a sharp entrepreneur. We just kick it off. Both him and I don't drink alcohol. So we were drinking like sodas and water and sparkling water, just loving the rugby and its action the whole time. And 3 years later, I've not spoken to that person once in 3 years, but I made an impact. And he's about to revolutionize something in the motor industry that he wants to drive with us, and we'll tell you about it soon. But that's meeting people, shaking hands. And there's a certain way that you do it. I'm going to share it later. Okay, that's the foundation. Sales cures all. If you don't have cash flow, you are pretty much finished, and your company will close, and unfortunately, people will lose their jobs. So I'm not saying it is not important. That is the foundation. It's the most important, and that's what keeps your company alive, growing single digits every quarter. Top left is next innovative campaign. So next innovative campaign for us, for example, in our marketing team is the following. We had an external company for the longest time. We had them for 6-7 years. That was acting like an internal company, but they were external. Lots of tight control. The leader of that company obviously protected, held everything against his chest. They don't want to share any secrets on how he manages Google, how he manages Meta, etc., etc. So our estimates of cost per application, I'm going to give you the real figure. On paid adverts, so this is adverts where we spend money. Cost per application in the last 12 months has gone from 1,558 Rand to 150 Rand. So 1,558 Rand to 150 Rand. How did we do that? It was the next innovative campaign. The company that we were using, we no longer use. 12 months ago, we went 100% internal. The people with the highest trust were given the opportunity to work on this project with an expert that is an expert in this. worldwide. So we recruited someone to train us, the best of the best of the best of the best. Cost us a lot of money, but that money was well spent, and we took it from 1,558 rand to 150 bucks per application. That is wow. That is reducing cost per app tenfold. Tenfold. Okay, so we spend 10 times less to get the same amount of apps. If we spend the same amount, we get 10 times more apps. Just calculate that. Cost per acquisition per customer. And top right, this is the thing that grows the business the most, is leadership development. But in order for you to do that correctly, you have to understand how to drive people. And we get into that just in a minute. Okay. I got into the systems, the biz dev, know your FAQs. So what are your frequently asked questions? I use Andrew Tate, Top G. I always use him, pisses people off. It's okay. Whether you like him or don't like him, doesn't matter. But what you can't disagree with, what is undeniable in this man is his ability to communicate an idea. Whether you agree with the idea or not, if it pisses you off, good, because he communicated in a way that touched you. If it drives you, I don't agree with most of the stuff that he says. And I know why he says it, because it's clickbait, because you watch the whole video through and it grows his brand. But his ability to communicate separates him. Okay? It just separates him. Now your FAQs. I heard a beautiful thing this morning. The way that you fight in practice is the same way that you fight in a real fight. The way that you fight, the way that you wage war in practice is exactly the same way as you do when it's a real fight. For us, the fight is competing against the industry. So the way that I train my people in the morning, 7 to 8, the intensity and the level of push from me has to be maximum. We all have to bleed so that we bleed less when it's for real. So when I'm challenging you, I've seen a cheaper one elsewhere, and you fold under the pressure in the morning. Okay. A couple of mornings later, you're going to be able to stand up after you fall. Stand up. Eventually, I can't get you to fall down. That's reality. So know your FAQs. If a customer says, whatever your industry is, what are the top 10 frequently asked questions? I'm just looking. Okay, I'm going to give you hours. I'm just looking. Great. Average salesperson, customer says, I'm just looking. Lights a guy, leans against the pole. Yeah, okay, no, it's just looking. Come to me. Are you looking to go bigger, smaller, manual, automatic? Okay, now you have to tell me, I'm looking for a bigger, automatic car. Beautiful. I saw, sir, ma'am, come in a beautiful Kia Picanto outside. We love Kia Picantos. Okay? Over here next to me is George Pays a Lot. That's his nickname. Please may you allow me the opportunity, even if we don't trade in this vehicle, just the opportunity to have a real evaluation done right now while we're looking for a bigger automatic car, so that at least you know what your car is worth in the market. 90% of the people have already got a price from We Buy Cars. Great. Appreciate you doing market research. Please don't tell me what offer they made you, because that's unethical. Allow us to produce an offer from our own. If you're happy with the offer, you can take it. The moment that you bring ethics into a used car environment, the level of credibility that you create is unmatched. The fact that 99.99% of salespeople will say, how much did they offer you? Even if you're a good person, you're going to inflate the price, or you're going to give them the subject to view price that was between 250 and 260, even though they haven't seen the car. No matter what the situation is, so never expose yourself to a situation where you allow the customer the freedom to tell you something which you don't tell him first. So here's how it works. Once we evaluate the car and we think the car is worth 230, reduce it to 230. I'm sorry, I got 240 from Rebar Cars. Okay, great. Then we can go back to the team and say, the profitability of the car, does it allow us to actually go to 40 on this vehicle, or should we stick to 230 and lose the trading to them, but we still do the deal? We always want to keep our trade-ins if it's a nice car. That's how you handle that situation. That's one FAQ. There's 16. I need to speak to my wife. I've seen a cheaper one elsewhere, and 13 more. But you have to train like your life depends on it, because it does. Once 8 o'clock goes and everybody's motivated and they don't actually have a strategy, a real strategy. Motivation is out the door at 9:30 and they don't know what to do. The moment that your team doesn't know what to do, the result is very predictable. If your team knows what to do, the result is also very predictable. But the two results differ, right? Okay. I'm going to go to the next innovative campaign. All right. For us, the most effective next innovative campaign for us was not the marketing, was not the finance and insurance processes. The most effective next innovative campaign for us was creating a cadetship program, because salespeople in our industry move from dealership to dealership to dealership to dealership, and the dealerships don't know how to create rock stars. They don't know. They don't know how to create rock stars. So they'll take any Tom, Dick, and Harry, as they say in English, just to fill up that seat. And now I'm back to 8 salespeople. We're fine. And then you don't need to talk because you don't know how to create them and drive them. Okay. Also gave opportunities to people that are less privileged. So most of my cadets come out of environments where, some of them didn't even finish matric. Okay. Most of them, all of them, don't have a higher education. They don't have a degree. They don't have the right surname. They didn't grow up in the right circles. They didn't go to the school that created a network for them. Now, that's the bad part. The good part is this: it's a blank canvas. You can teach that person exactly what the Mit-Mak way is, what the ABC company is, what the civil engineering company is, what the roofing company is, what the concrete company is, exactly how you want your processes to work without having bad habits. Because the moment that bad habits enter your industry, from a salesperson that was doing this at a high level at another company, it's like cancer. It just spreads, and then eventually your whole body is full of cancer, your whole company is full of cancer. Right. The next part is the one that grows your business the most. So leadership development is called and not taught. You cannot drive people the same way. This was my biggest mistake that I've ever made, and it cost me the most pain and the most money. So this is what it looks like in practicality. 2021, I am rocking and rolling. 2022, we're smashing records. And I'll go look at my business in two divisions: buying, sales. So who in the industry do I know that does buying or selling better than me? Who in the industry? Okay. And I searched. And I got very close to someone that was beating me on paper, in numbers, in sales. Okay, so that person was beating me in sales, on paper, in numbers. Mistake I made, it was a B2B business. It wasn't a B2C business. So B2B and B2C. So they were selling to other businesses and they were selling to private individuals. Person very experienced. The CV is longer than Rachel the Beest. Extremely experienced. Very well spoken. Different culture. I didn't know how to drive it. Recruit that person, hand over the selling steering wheel. Okay, our ship that was rocking. And we didn't have a ship. We had a pencil speedboat. It was cruising at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Well-oiled machine. At that stage, I'd created lines that I promise you it's unheard of or unmatched, and it will be difficult for me to beat again. With 18 sales, we did 377 units with 18 salespeople. All spoke the same way, all handled objections the same way. This is pre-social media. This is before there was an Uncle Bobby. This is me driving sales personally hard every day. Testosterone coming out of our ears. Let's freaking go. Okay. The moment that I got it wrong with him, again, bring someone on top, not a culture fit, and it's not on him. He's a fantastic person, and I learned lots from him. And I'll never badmouth him. Never, never. He was just not a culture fit for where I wanted to go. And where I wanted to go is become the number one people's champ for service. A B2B environment in a wholesale environment is different to what we do, what I wanted to do. Okay. Then things happen. That person is no longer with us. I had to rebuild. How do I rebuild? Identify each and every person in our company in one of these 4 areas. I give you the areas. I'm going to say this before I start. Not everybody is 100% lifestyle. Not everybody is 100% advancement. Not everybody is 100% madness. Not everybody is 100% legacy. But the majority is how I drive you. And I don't care what drives you. I just want to know what drives you because then I can drive you that way. Because I'll speak your love language and that will push you to do things that you never thought were possible because I'm doing it in your love language. The other thing or phenomena that happens is sometimes you evolve and that there's a very cool evolution that comes into play where boom, the one morning this is no longer a lifestyle person. This is an advancement person. And the questioning and I'm going to get into that now. It's slightly different. And once you are acutely, acutely sensitive to the language patterns, you'll know, boom, this person switched. So I'm going to start with lifestyle and I'm going to give the one guy that's purely lifestyle driven. That's Eddie. I always use him and I've got his permission to use him. And I always do. Eddie comes to work in an M4. Okay. Sunroof, one of only, I don't know, a handful that have a sunroof. Wearing Louis Vuitton shoes, wearing one of his tag watches, whatever watch he has. He's a multi six-figure earner, consistently. This is a lifestyle guy. Okay. But he's not 100% lifestyle, but predominantly a lifestyle guy. Predominantly. With a little bit of legacy for his family at the age where he is now. And a little bit doesn't mean he doesn't care about his family. The lifestyle drives him to become a legacy for family. For example, the money that he makes through conversations, he's built rooms where he's got extra income, he's put his kids in the best school, he's moved out of the area where he stays into Pretoria East, to a very secure suburb. He's doing very well. But predominantly it's lifestyle. So if he passes away tomorrow, he's got things in place that will take care of his kids because he's also a legacy person. So we've got that as an underlining to his lifestyle. So this is a person that you can say, imagine if. Okay, so it's imagine if we go and reverse engineer your selling patterns, how many calls you make, how you handle those calls, how you accept rejection. He's very emotional, just like me. Me and him are the most emotional people in the company. I wear my heart on my sleeve. You can literally see my eyes if I'm not doing well. Like Ozzy says, yes. She walked into the coffee shop earlier and I was busy speaking to Matlatya about a problem that I have and I needed her advice on how to handle the problem because she knows I've got a problem with. Okay. So as soon as you see my eyes, you know Bobby's like off his rails. For at least 10 minutes, he's not here. I'm processing and processing and processing and processing. Okay, I take information, I make a decision, and it's fine. Boom, we carry on, no matter the consequences. That's how I operate, that's how I roll, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. But a lifestyle person, imagine if, imagine if. Now, if you ask him, imagine if this is your income, what would you do? First, I'll do this, then this, then this. That person has to picture it in his mind, clear as that if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. Now we reverse engineer the effort it takes to get this income. The effort in this case is 200 connected calls per day, 200 connected calls per day, 5.7 applications that go into F&I per day so that he can hit his target. So it doesn't come to work saying, I need to sell X amount of cars this month. He comes to work saying, my input needs to be this per month. Okay, input, driving input, driving input. And if he misses his target, I'm not going to ask him, why did you miss your target? I'm going to check his stats and I'm going to tell him, do you know why you missed your target? Yes, I do. Tell me, let me see if you know. Because this and this input was not what it should be. Okay. Whose fault is it? My own fault. How do we improve? We double down. Let's freaking go. So that's a lifestyle person. Next one is advancement. Advancement, one of the managers that runs 2 branches, came in as a cadet. He was a very good salesperson, but he's not a lifestyle guy. As much as he lives in a beautiful estate, he's doing well financially. He always challenged me that I can do this better than you. terms of leading. I'm like, really? Yes. Okay. That's an advancement person. So what would you do different? I'll do this, 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 and this. How would that benefit you? It will benefit my team, it will benefit the company, and then eventually it will benefit with me. I'm here to retire with young company. Let's go. Let's go to war. That's how a cadet became a very good salesperson. Not the best, very good, phenomenal manager. Very, very good manager. Data-driven, change processes and procedures. But I can't talk to him Louis Vuitton shoes. They're always going to laugh at me. You know, he doesn't drive the car that Eddie drives. It's not important. It's just not. It's not. And as much as we go on test drives with these fancy cars, it's nice and we have a lach and it's fun. It's not important. Okay? Advancement is important. How do I better serve my team? How do I better serve the company? How do I better serve the community around me, which is his teammates, and grow their incomes? Because when their income grows, his income grows. That's an advancement person. So how do I put him from cadet to manager? Here's 5 or 6 things you need to do in order for me to see if you really want this. And I'm going to check whether you've done them, but not through you. So you're going to help close deals for at least X amount of people for X amount of months while maintaining your target. Once we figure that out, that you can do both, then you're ready. I'm an assistant manager, worked under a phenomenal manager. I'm not going to say literally one of the best. Okay, he worked for Chris. Chris eventually ended up leaving our company. Okay, but entering my family, so he became family. Elena is now laughing. So he left our company, but then he came through the door, and now he's family. So now he's my heavy, he's my brother-in-law. Okay, so that's the example that he received, and then he took whatever he learned from me, whatever input was coming from his own ideas, which he's got a lot of, and then he became an advancement person. So advancement is all I talk about. Before I saw you were looking out the balcony here to see where I am. Yeah. I was in the car talking to someone. You can take a guess who I was talking to. I was on a conference call with him and with the manager of this branch, sharing that exact thing that I said to you. It's like one of the best meetings I'm going to have tomorrow. Both have an advancement, slightly more lifestyle on the manager here, but both love advancement. The moment I shared it with them, they asked me high quality questions. I said, this I know, this is the answer. I don't know. So this is important. You need to ask this in tomorrow's meeting. I agree. And I took notes and I'm going to ask it in tomorrow's meeting. The next person is a madness person. Okay. Started off my career purely lifestyle. I want to sell 50 cars and buy an M5. 50 cars, 2 days later, M5. That's it, lifestyle. I want an M5, 23 years old, 21 years old, however old I was, 22, 23, whatever the age was, M5. E39, manual V8 M5. Let's freaking go. I'm on top of the world. I felt like Pablo Escobar at that stage. I'm like, yeah, doing well, making money, growing the company, but lifestyle, splurging a little bit, all this other stuff. Eventually, it became into advancement. How do I get people to experience what I'm experiencing? Like, I'm living my 20s through Eddie. Like, literally, I'm like, your M4 is, it's like sick, bro. I'm excited every time. I mean, he knows how to drive it. Coming around the corner, I'm like, yeah, my guy, he's coming. You can hear him. First second, the car's losing traction. It's a shock. Okay? Then the next day, it comes with the MK1 Golf. It's my first true love. Drop suspension, straight tires. The sound is so freaking loud. The windows are vibrating. I'm like, that's me at 19. That's exactly who I am at 19. LV shoes. Let's go. Okay, it's fun. He's still driven by that, slowly evolving into legacy. Me, right now, me, madness. I just want to kill everyone. I'm not even shy to say it on camera. I just want to. The guy across the street, one of my best friends for the longest time, is an older gentleman. When we opened there, I had a tea with him, Bob's tea. Bob's, what's happening? Welcome to the corner. It's been there 40 years. I asked 2 questions. I said, I only have 2 questions. I'm very young. I can ask you 200 questions. I only have 2. Only have 2. What time do you come to work? 9. What time do you go home? 4. That's the only thing that I want to ask you. Thank you. Carried on with tea. Oh, good stuff. You asked me only 2 questions. I said, yes. I'm just going to flip it around. Okay. I'm going to come to work at 4 and leave at 9 for a decade. There's no way that I don't beat you eventually because you're a lot older than me. Okay? You've got all the experience and connections. If I'm ever in trouble, really, really in trouble, I'll phone him and take me out of any situation. He knows everyone and everyone knows him. But I just flip the working hours. And in business, I want to compete and compete. That's it. Madness. You don't drive me by saying to me, Bobs, if you work extra hard, you can make 300K a month more. You know, that's nice because then we can spend it in marketing, but it's not going to fire me up like this. This is what fires me up. Okay? I find someone from the bank and I ask them, how much are they sitting on in terms of payouts? Okay? And I'm not even supposed to know this, but I do because they check mine as well. Well, they're 2 million ahead of you. Literally right there, I want to pour petrol on this planet and light it on fire. I am not sleeping for a week until I'm 2 million ahead of that dude. Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Madness person. Very fun to work with. A little bit toxic at times if you don't drive them right. A madness person in our team will be typically this conversation. Hey, so and so. That's driven by madness. I don't know if you noticed, but on this morning's leaderboard that I post every morning, you are behind this person. Okay. He's been here half the time you've been here, and he's whipping your ass publicly. The entire company sees this every morning. How do you feel? And I know he's a madness person. That guy, his eyes change color. Because I'm him. What would I say to me if this guy's kicking my ass? How do I get him to light this entire planet on fire? He's not making 200 calls. He's making 2 million calls today until he gets ahead of it. Madness people, a little bit more toxic, like I said, because sometimes they'll step on toes and they're outspoken and they shoot first and ask questions later if there's time. If there's no time, we'll ask questions tomorrow. No problem. It's okay as long as we're moving forward and we're winning. Very fun to work with if you can control that situation to the point where they're fired up, but they're not toxic. Okay, I'll never hurt my neighbor across the street. I'll never hurt him. Intention, I'll never hurt him. But in terms of these are the rules, okay, this is the metric, this is how we measure you. I'm going to give you my best. And I'm very young. I'm very, very young. I've got lots of energy. I'm pretty fit. I'm healthy. I eat the same thing every day like a dog. Every day. The same thing like a dog in order for me to have the energy and the stamina to kill you. That's a madness person. Legacy is slightly different. We've got a person in our company that revolutionized the way that you sign contracts. After 2021, that specific individual said, I don't want wet ink on my contracts. We are becoming an internet business. It's a remote business. I want everything to be digital. Everyone said, no, it can't until they said yes. Everything that we sign is digital. Electronic signatures, we check your identity. The identity theft went from there to zero because there's processes and procedures in place, and that person will forever be known as that person changed the industry in terms of this. Feather on that person's hat. That person financially is doing extremely well, multiple homes, financially taken care of. So still a lifestyle, but predominantly legacy. Okay. Still advancement, manager. Okay. Still madness, competitive. Okay. Doesn't want to lose, doesn't like losing, fucking hates losing. But legacy is what drives that person. Here's the new thing. Here's the next best thing. Different conversations. Okay. All right. We're doing well for time now. How many slides do I have left? Okay, not that many. All right, cool. Find your social media footprint. Okay, marketing. All right, this is how we took on a good day 20,000 organic views per day. How many people still watching? Because this is boring stuff, right? Stuff that
115.
150.
Yeah, and on YouTube we have a lot of comments asking for the PDF, which is quite cool.
Okay? So this stuff is boring. This stuff is the boring stuff, the stuff that makes you money. Normally people want to go and watch cats dance and all this other stuff. So I'm very surprised that you guys are sticking around. This is the boring stuff. This is the stuff that you're like, maybe next year. Swipe up. All right, cool. This is how we went from 20, on a good day, 25,000 organic views per day. We were always super consistent. We never missed. Have we ever missed in 4 or 5 years in terms of posting? Never. We don't miss.
Maybe a little bit late, like 20 minutes.
20 minutes late, but I mean, the Tetris high score is a Tetris high score.
It's belangrijk.
It's belangrijk work, yeah. So sometimes I'll forget to run a raunchy video past, the demographic that we're attacking to make sure that I don't cross the line between, us poking you and us actually climbing in your character and offending you. I don't want to offend anybody. I've got enough enemies. I don't mind them. It's okay. But intentionally, it's not good for business for me to go out and look for it. Then on 99, I'm like, there's one video that I posted recently that I had scheduled probably 10 times, and I always said, no, don't post it. Don't post it. 10 times it was scheduled. And then I sent it to this person who's very mild, but part of that community. I'm like, bro, this is fucking awesome. Like, watch this. Can I post this? That's a homie. Someone that loves me and cares for me. They're like, please don't post this. You will offend our community. I'm like, fuck, man. I'll offend no one. Why would I offend the community? Say, Joe, I could be, please don't post this. I'm not comfortable with this. 10 times. 10 times. And eventually I just posted it. Luckily, by that time, the people already knew my heart and already knew my comedy and already knew my angle. And I've been doing milder versions of that video to almost prep you for that big one. And when I posted it, I'm just watching. If this thing backfires, we're deleting the shit now. Worked out fine. We posted it at the right time. It got lots of traction. It was a lot of fun. That specific community that it was aimed at, they loved it the most. But I'd already created a following with that specific community, and they already had samples of my comedy. And when that one came on, they were like, "You crazy, man. Like, how can you say this? Is it funny? Yeah, it's kind of funny coming from you. But if it comes from that person, we're gonna, hey." So that was fun. It all worked out fine. So finding your social media footprint using the strategic quadrant of systems, BizDev and sales. So what systems do we have in place? What BizDev that I had to do and create sales within selling people. Sales is not just taking money from people. Selling people to get a world-renowned person to mentor us. It's me selling that person. Why would that person accept money from me when that person can accept money from anyone in the world? Because they are the best at what they do. They have to believe in me. How do I get that person to believe in me? It's sales. I need to sell that person. That betting on me is not going to backfire. I'll always protect your reputation. If you tell me these are do's and don'ts, I will not cross the line intentionally. And if I do, I'm going to apologize and not do it again. So that's the conversation. And if you vote for me, this is how I pay you back. Not only financially, this is the doors that I can open for you. Because I know these doors are currently shut. I will open them for you. Worked out fantastic for us. And then next innovative campaign, we're constantly coming up with next innovative campaigns in terms of our marketing strategy. And when we figure out that this works, this becomes a system. So we don't linger on the next innovative campaign in any department. Once we come up with a new next innovative campaign and it's proven to work, it grows the views, or it grows the sales, or it grows the apps, it just becomes a system. We need to figure out the next. So using this quadrant for this department, we grew from, call it on a good day, 25,000 unique views per day to 500,000. 500,000 unique views per day. Sometimes more, sometimes slightly less. I want to get into it quickly. Okay, how do you find or how do you set yourself apart from the world out there? And it's noisy, man. It's so noisy. I'm competing against the Kardashian with a big bum and the lips and all this other stuff. Sex tape. I'm competing against all this shit. Okay, how do you not look at Kardashian's big bum, but look at Uncle B? Shoot me a message and we'll deliver anywhere in beautiful sunny South Africa. It's being authentic. Okay. I'm not acting. I'm like this every day. I'm gonna be myself, this person, dropping an F bomb tomorrow in a meeting with billionaires. He knows what he's signing up for. And I'm not gonna pretend to be someone else in that meeting tomorrow. And then he figures out 3 weeks later, hold on, where's the guy that was here? Because I can switch it on. Okay? Tomorrow I'm going to wear my another level shirt, my cap, my All Stars, but white All Stars. Because when I go to important things, white All Stars. That's a rule for me. So if you check me in white All Stars, I had an important meeting. And I've cleaned them. They're full valet this week. And it's mooi. So what's your niche? How do you separate yourself from a very noisy world? And how do you compete against Kim Kardashian's big bang? Very hard, but I'm going to show you how.
I don't think Kardashians are trending anymore.
Are they not?
No.
Shit, who's trending now?
That's a good question.
We are trending, are we? Okay, so we're trending now. Okay. I don't know who's trending or not. Okay. Marketing is culture and context. Best way for me to explain the difference between culture and context in each and every video that we do is the following way. The other day we had three Suzus. So it was X-Rider white, MUX black in the middle. Like we never get those cars at the depot at the same time. The Suzus are sold long before they even reach. We've got lists of names of people that want them. Hey, uncle, how are you? Laka, we've got this car. It's more or less what you want. Here's the price. Boom, so let's go. Next. We had all three together. Said to us, check this out. We're going to park X-Rider, Black MUX. We're going to shoot this video. We're going to post this video today, prime time. Okay, prime time. So the times that we post, I'm not going to reveal this because I'm going to sell the information to the person that really sees value in it. That's the only time that they'll buy it. But the times that we post are as important, if not more important than what we post. It's important to the time that you post and what you post. Okay. Can I steal that from you?
Yes.
It's like having matric is important, but having big biceps is important too. Okay, so the times that we post, so I said to her, Els, it's very close to prime time. We're going to shoot this video. I want to ask you to chat to the team. We need to make this happen. This video goes out at prime time, and all three cars get sold today. Okay. You have my word. Trust me. Follow my lead. No script. Culture context. If you are an Isuzu client, it's the only client that I cannot convert. So I can't take an Isuzu client from an Isuzu to a GWM. And no, geld was min. Gay white male. They come up with all these acronyms, right? Then I can't take you from an Isuzu into a Ford. I well, they're really lucky. No, Bobs, I don't want the car that leaks oil. They don't leak oil because they don't have oil. Just joking. The new ones don't, by the way, if you buy them from us. If you buy them from another dealer, it is what it is. But how do I culture context an Isuzu owner? Those people are hard. If you're an Isuzu owner, you'll be like this. I'm on my 60 Isuzu, and my fourth one had 4 gazillion kilometers on the clock. Isuzu or nothing. Best, no. Good, better, Isuzu. That's the slogan. That's what they say. And I understand it. And I'm not fighting. Okay? I'm not fighting you at all. Each to their own. Because I can't drive you as a lifestyle person with madness. If I go and tell Eddie, it's dealer so-and-so is 2 million rand ahead of us in terms of payout, he literally couldn't care less. It's like I'm telling him it's sunny outside. Oh, okay. He could not care less. It doesn't matter that it's important to me. It doesn't phase him. But when you understand culture context and you speak to that community, I don't care that I exclude all the other communities because I'm speaking to that. We'll talk to the Ford and the gay white males and late. We'll talk to you guys just now. But understanding culture and context is that. Went out on prime time. My phone freaking exploded. Exploded. Within 15 minutes, all three vehicles had holding deposits and applications with docs. All three were sold that day. So understand culture and context. And the fact that we actually created an even bigger buzz and an even bigger wow. Okay. Now on the flip side, when you understand culture and context, and I'm speaking to you about a Golf 7.5, and I'm walking to the car with my bump, and I open the passenger door, the Bobby bump, and I open the passenger door and I say to Elsie, do you know how many A3 owners' girlfriends have sat inside? I'm not talking to the Isuzu guy. I'm not talking to the Ford guy. I'm talking to the guys that are at that stage of their life that they literally, they're like, I could be, even me, I want a A3 owner's girlfriend on the passenger seat. How do I buy this car from you? Help me get this 7.5. Let's freaking go. Okay. Only to culture context. Having said that, that's the building block of what I'm about to explain. Building a brand, our best performing piece of content has over 150 million views, one video across our channels. That video was never intended to sell a car. Until today, that video has not sold a single car. Not one. South Africa has seen it 3 times. It's been shared all over the world. It was trending in Russia, and the people are fluking me in Russian. When push translate, I'm like, oh, this guy's offensive. So I'm like, okay, see, in Russia. It was trending in the States. It's a beautiful piece of content that we created. It's very dividing, super dividing in the car community. Okay, so I like to divide in the car community. I don't like to divide color. I don't like to divide a culture because that's just being a dick. That's not what I'm about to be. I don't like to divide religion. Your belief system is cool. If you're a good person, if you've got a good heart, I literally couldn't care what color you are, what religion you are. I just want to be homies with you and we can coexist and compete and do business together. Let's go. One of my best friends is Muslim. I'm a devoted Christian. One of my best friends is Muslim. My two other best friends are Jewish. Okay. And I have them sit around the same table and I just watch. And it's an exchange. Around me, around themselves. We talk business. We argue points. We'll argue politics. We'll argue a very important case that's coming up. Never religion, never color. It's just a bunch of fun. Having said that, brand is right on top. How do you get your name out there? And when it comes to creating social media content for brand, you need to create it for views, which means this thing must get a lot of views. It mustn't sell cars. It's very anti-intuitive because why else would you create it if it doesn't sell cars? So here's why. Very good reason. Myself and my dad driving on the highway on our way to church yesterday. On the highway, people are saying, Uncle Bobby out, Uncle Bobby out. We're driving 70, 80 kilometers an hour in mid-range. We pull up at the robot, different set of people. We pull up at church, the people that haven't been there in a minute, Uncle Bobby out. That's how you create the brand. That's how you create a reputation online, because that's what a brand is. How do people perceive you online without you being there? What are people saying when you're not there? Lots of views, zero sales. That's the expectation. If a video is created from our team for brand and it sells cars, we fail. Literally fail. It's a fail. We didn't get the brand psychology right. We didn't. We didn't. I created a VR6 video. It's a brand video. I want to speak brand to a certain community. VW lovers older than 25, 30, because the VR6 was around when you were a teenager coming up everyone wanted a Vios. Now that you're older, you can't find them because they're all either crashed or FUCKED. Did I spell it right? I'm not going to say it wrong here. Okay. But that community absolutely loves Uncle B because I speak soccer, I speak that type of car. It's the VW culture. It's the GOAT, the greatest of all time VW that's ever made. People are still finding me. It's like a year and a half later. Same with the Gusheshe. I've got a spotty, understand the culture and context. And I don't want you that's buying an Isuzu from me. I don't want you even to see that video because it's not intended for you. I literally don't care if you see it or not. What I do care about is the community that appreciates E30. Black, white, colored, Indian, alien. Everybody that loves the car and the stigma around the car. That's brand. Towards the middle, so no sales. No sales. The funny thing is, with that specific Gusheshe, that car's also got over 50, 60 million views. It wasn't even my car. One of my best friends in life, Raymond, big entrepreneur, says, Uncle B, I'm struggling with my Gusheshe. I'm like, yeah, sell it to me. He says, I'll never sell the car, but I don't know where to take it. I've got this and this electrical problem. I said, I'll phone you back, brother. Phone my team. Raymond is struggling with this. Tell him to try this. Raymond, this is what's wrong with your car. Just fix it. Uncle B, I'm tired. Please, can I just bring the car? So I check this car. I'm like, this is nice. Pull it into the photo booth. Almost freestyle all the lines that we said there because I understand the culture and the context. One of our most popular. Wherever I go, you still have the Gusheshe. Sorry, we don't anymore. But Raymond's locked it up behind bars, behind 5 or 6 other vehicles in case someone steals his beloved Gusheshe. Okay, that's brand. In the middle is marketing. This is where you're engaging customers and you're providing information. Like I'm providing information, strategy, providing you value so that you can engage with them. I'm not asking you for the sale. That's coming because that's advertising. We're still going to ask you for the sale, just sell. And if I did a good enough job, because the slides are beautiful, if I did a good enough job, we get a booking with another company, we can serve yourselves. But when it comes to marketing, providing value and information, engage comments. Okay, what about this? This. How this? This. Well, what if this? This. Okay, now we're creating a CTA, a call to action, but it's a soft CTA. Right at the bottom, advertising. We create this, say to the people, we're going to have 22 dealers per session. It's 1.1 million rand. We're going to make in one day, okay, less expenses, okay. Everybody's incentivized. Everybody knows what to do. Elsie knows what to do. Elena knows what to do. Everyone knows what to do, what their responsibility is. I have to show up and I have to speak non-stop for 7 hours. Non-stop. With a 45-minute break, and I probably had 50 teas. I went to pee every single moment. And that's tea has.
Not tea, honey.
Honey.
Yes.
I don't know. But
A
tea
lot.
with lots of honey. Like this.
Yes.
Tea, 7 hours. Okay. I knew what my job was. Everybody else knew what their job was. We did 2 events. I said, the way we market these 2 events, we're probably going to get 1,500 views. Okay, out of those, we'll sell the first one. We did. Sell the second one. We did. We started selling the third one. And then a group in our industry said that Uncle Bobby is quite expensive at 50K. We can provide you with the similar or more value at a 15,000 rand seminar. Like freaking awesome. I got so angry. I was so angry. I made them pay the people back that had already booked for the third. Do you remember that? I said, pay these people back. I want to add value. And you thinking that I want to take your place because you're an old dinosaur and you can't even work anything outside of a fucking fax machine and you want to do what I do better than me at a fraction of the price. Teach the industry what you can't do. Let me see. Still waiting. Nothing. No problem. Okay, sweet. So my emotions, my ego got in the way, and I said, no problem. Those that came last year, we did our event. There was 3 dealers that were losing money. that actively came to our event. They took the playbook, they implemented 100%. I got on one of the groups. Did you see there was questions yesterday or the day before?
Yeah.
We still have all those people on the group. So whenever they're struggling with someone asked me a very high quality question yesterday. What is your closing ratio of validated deals? So this is an approved validated deal. And I answered this way. Throughout the company, 65%. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. On tier 3, in my team, 90% closing ratio. So we closed 9 out of every 10 validated deals in my team. Okay. I'm not saying that I'm the best coach. What I'm saying is I work with the most experienced people that the other 2 managers help me develop so that they have the least amount of questions for me because I have the least amount of time. I still need to run the company, make sure everybody's paid, make sure marketing gets done, and we get to do cool shit like this with you fine people. Okay, so 65% across the company, tier 3, top tier level guys, 90%. Thank you very much. Sweet. Hope you're keeping well, brother. So 3 of the people that were actively losing money that came to our course, to our event, were in the running for dealer of the year and reputation of the year. And they were actively losing money. And the reputation of the year, the one dealer, okay, the one dealer was scary to me because that person has probably spent 10 hours on the phone, free of charge, after he came to the event, asking me, Uncle B, what about this? How do you handle this? So it goes from reputation to processes, procedures, and he's a phenomenal salesman. And he sells me to giving him free stuff. Literally stuff that we figured out today, I'm giving him at 6:30 because he knows when to phone me, or 7 or 8 or 9 o'clock whenever he sees I'm on WhatsApp. Okay, so 3 of those dealers turned from a dealership that was losing money to almost beating me 2025 dealer of the year. Okay, but we'll advertise to a very niche market, and the call to action is, if you want to know how I beat you, this is how I beat you. You spend a day with me, you will process these 4 things. It will cost you 50,000 Rand. And here's my guarantee. This is what I said to you. If in the first 15 minutes, I don't give you a strategy that will 10x your investment, within the first 15 minutes, I'll pay back your money and you can leave. So I'm going to give you R500,000 value in the first 15 minutes. If you feel that I don't give you that value, ask for your money back. I'll refund you right there and then, and you can leave. Not one person. And I asked them after the 15-minute strategy. That's very deep, very intense, extremely effective. It's so effective. It should be illegal. It's freaking killer. If in 15 minutes I don't 10x your investment, but lift your hand, you're not gonna offend me. My skin is thicker than the steak. Pay your money back, you can leave. No one left, and everybody agreed that with that 15-minute strategy, they'll double their sales. Okay. Having said that, that's advertising, a call to action. So advertising for the Isuzu was. If you fall in this category, shoot, I could be a message and we'll deliver anywhere in beautiful sunny South Africa. But because we understand the brand, the marketing, the culture, and the context, and a little bit of creativity from my side, and a lot of genius from the team because they know how to package it on the back end. And that's what marketing is. 50% creativity, 50% money. So if you don't know what you're doing on the back end, when to post, how to create copy, how to create hashtags, how to tag people invisibly, so that you go and latch into a massive channel and your content runs. If you don't understand the math part, you can be how creative. It's not going to be as effective as it is if you understand both. Now, on the flip side, if you only understand math and you lack the creativity part, it's also going to be a problem. They are as important and both need equal amount of attention. Okay, advertising, marketing, brand. When it comes to sales, think of it as dating. There's a one-night stand, a long-term relationship, marriage, and a family. 99% of salespeople, one-night stand. Sell next. Decline next. Sell next. Sell next. Sell next. They end up being 50 years old, zero database, no real network, poor, broke. The motor industry is not what it used to be. Damn right, it's never been better. I mean, like I wish I knew now what I knew back then, 5 years ago, what I know now. I'll have I'll have a dealership in every city, in every country, man. If I knew if I knew back then what I know now. But it takes time to develop this. It, that's why sometimes you get gray. Not me, because I don't get gray, because I don't give it a chance to grow out of my head. But one night stand, long term relationship, marriage and family. How do you see your person? Long term relationship, these are people that try. Hey, happy birthday, worm. I hope you're having a lucky day. How are the trees? Okay, donkey, bye. Click. Versus a marriage is, sir, ma'am, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way. From the time that I open my mouth and meet you, right until the time we trade in the vehicle. And if I overperform, because I'm going to make a little bit of money in commission on this sale, but if I overperform after the delivery, would it be fair from me if I absolutely reach all your expectations and overperform? Would it be fair from me to ask you for a referral within your network and within your community? Would that be fair? Absolutely. Now you're starting to build a marriage. Combine that with real strategy on how to take your database, low hanging fruit, how to actually use scripts that I teach. What do you say to a person? 12 months in, 24 months in, 36 months in, 48 months in. What's the sweet spot? Because the way you communicate with a person that's 12 months in is completely different to 36 months. 12 months, you can't really trade in that car, can you? Unless there's a big over allowance, we're talking losses. 36 months, you can. Okay, different script. 48 months, completely different script to 36 months because there's equity in the car. Almost paid up, completely different script because this person maybe wants to drive the car until they die or until the wheels fall off because they will eventually, both scenarios. So understanding where in the journey are you is the difference between a one night stand, a long term relationship, a long lasting marriage, and a family. I want to meet your drunk uncle that's loud and obnoxious at every party. Me, I want to meet him as well as the aunties, the neighbors, everybody. So the way that you see it is, if you have real strategy, how do I get introduced to your entire network? Okay, across our channels, we have 3 million people following us across all platforms, all our channels. If you are selling me, okay, if you're selling me, if I do a good job tomorrow, the person that I'm going to go and see tomorrow has exponentially bigger ROI from me than I have from him. Exponentially. Because automatically, when we do the deal, you will have a 500,000 people knowing that we invest together. Automatically. Every day. Automatically. So the ROI in terms of brand recognition for his company is exponentially bigger for him than for me. But I'm not interested in that. I'll gift him that with the biggest pleasure. But the systems, processes, and procedures and next innovative campaign he'll inject into our company will have a massive ROI on our company. So it's a fair exchange. It's going to be an equal marriage. And hopefully tomorrow we shake hands and we create this beautiful family together that's going to benefit everybody in South Africa. It's that big. It's fucking huge. And I'm very excited. So one night stand, long-term relationship, marriage and family. What are your next moves? Else, 9 minutes to go, homie.
Jy word beter en beter, hè?
The
Maar
first
dit
time,
is goed gaan jy wees volgende week.
the first time I presented this, it was 2 hours. Weet jy hoe goed gaan jy wees op die volgende? Maybe 10 minutes before the end of time. So if any one of these areas that I've touched on interests you, excites you, and you feel that you want me to unpack it deeper with you, all you need to do is shifting when I shift here. No joke.
Ek shift van my shift.
Wow.
So afkyk.
Okay. If you need help, myself and my team are indeed available. Okay, the Jacob Zuma laugh. That's my favorite laugh, man. But if you need help to unpack any of those 8 layers deep, I just peeled off 1 or 2 layers. next, because I have only 90 minutes for you guys and girls tonight. But if you feel we can unpack whether it's marketing, whether it's driving your team in the correct love language, whether it's sales, whatever you feel that I can add value to your life in, you send me a WhatsApp, 0825426659. Uncle B, I've got this water business. Uncle B, I've got this. I've even done crypto. There's a guy, okay, I test it every time. There's a dude that is exploding on social media. Okay. I'm going to tell you a true story. My friend George Mini, CEO of Auto Trader, phones me the other day. So he says, Bobs, do you know who this person is? Okay. Like literally a week after he did our session on social media marketing. I said, okay, let me answer this question that you posed to me with a question. He says, huh? I said, why are you asking? So he says to me, because he keeps popping up on my feed and I don't follow him. I'm like, what do you think of him? He says, I don't know yet. I'm asking you if you know him. I said, do you know why he keeps on popping up in your feed without you following? He says, why? He said, he came for a 90-minute consultation and he pops up on everybody's feed. So I'm going to check if he pops up on mine today. On Facebook, no, it's not him. Damn it! Okay. On IG, I saw him 50 times today, and now he's not popping up. And on TikTok,
Just scroll a bit more.
no, I scroll to the fourth one. No, not the fourth one. Okay, my bad. One of these days he's going to pop up first. But it also, if you consider the time, it's not posting time.
Yeah, it's only 7.
Okay, so sorry.
It's only in 7 minutes.
Okay, so posting time is only in 7 minutes when his next post is
You're
supposed
not
to go.
supposed to reveal it.
It's okay.
Why?
It's okay. People will still go and reverse engineer some of our stuff, at least the posting times. But you don't know when prime time is. Okay, so that person came in. We did a 90-minute consultation. The first thing I said to him is, what is your goal? Brand, marketing, advertising. First session, brand. I said, cool, right? I paid someone $3,000 to teach me how to do story. Okay. 45-minute course. First 30 minutes, bullshit. I've helped this person, famous people, this person. Bro, I paid you. It doesn't matter if it's a 3-minute value exchange. Give me the value. Give me the value. Okay, this is how you do it. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, holy shit. Like, okay, first we'll start with story. And the way that I tested this is we had, I don't know if you guys remember, some of the guys that really follow our content. You remember we shot a lot of content, the E36, BMW M3, E36, blue in color, gorgeous car. So we buy this car inland. The car does not get, I said to the team, don't post this car anywhere. No one knows that we have this car. No one knows. It's not advertised. It's not on any groups, any forums. No one knows that we have this car. When the truck arrives, you will phone me. When the truck arrives to the team. Sweet. Don't send out photos. Don't tell the salespeople we have this car. Sweet. Okay. Truck arrives. Rush the car in the wash bay. Park it for me and I'll tell them where to park it. Okay. Do my video. I'll put the right music on. Culture, context. That story, the way that this guy taught me for $3,000. How much money is that? It's 18, 36, 50, 54,000. That's what it cost me on my credit card. Pah! Right. I do exactly what he says. Post it on story. The first time I use his strategy. And it's like a day or two before the time that he taught me this. That vehicle, off story, in my DM, sells within 30 minutes. That story goes Facebook, I think 38,000 views on story. It's my highest story till today. I haven't been able to beat that. I've come very close a few times. Instagram above 20,000 story views, very high. Still haven't been able to beat it. But it's the first time I use that strategy. I make a lot of money on that car. Like a lot. Paid for the story and there's more profit left. And ever since then, I've been using the same strategy. Now, you guys see my story, and some of the dealers copy it, sort of. But what you don't see is on the back end. The math part is what you don't see. I show this guy this. He's like, huh? I'm like, yeah, let's go. We've got a TV right there. Say, switch on your phone. He's got his marketing guy. Elsie's here. They're speaking math. We're speaking creative. So take out your phone. Right. Airplay your phone to the TV. Watch me do this. Push this button, then this button. Then this is how you hide tags. This is what you need to do. Post this. Sends me a screenshot. We do one together. His outperforms mine. The first time he did it, he's like, I beat you. I'm like, this is when you know you've got a great teacher, bro. When the teacher loses to the student doing it for the first time. Boom. His shit is fine. Okay, it's quite controversial. He's young, he's very rich, he's aggressive, he's very flashy. His shit is viral. He's exploding. His company is exploding. That's just marketing. 2 minutes left. So if you're interested in diving deep in any of these topics, 0825426659. Send me a short WhatsApp. Uncle B saw your live. I'd love to unpack this in my company. I'll connect you to the marketing team, to the seminar, to the webinar team. We'll book a date and a time for you. I like to do these at 6 p.m. in the afternoon because then I don't need to deal with 3,000 WhatsApps. At that stage, most of them have been taken care of and my phone doesn't ring off the hook. I divert my phone to one of the managers and you'll have my full attention to go 8 layers deep per session. It's 25,000 Rand per session. If you feel that that can change your business and it's a worthwhile investment in me and my team, you're welcome to. If you book 2 sessions of 90 minutes each, you'll get a third one for free. So typically, this is from experience. The first time we started getting bookings, I'm like, yeah, it's exciting. Person will send me, let's say, for example, 10 questions. Then I'll spend 9 minutes on a question because I have to get through all your questions. It's not the best way to do it. The best way to do it is then I'll go 3 or 4 layers deep next, 3 or 4 layers deep next. 3 questions. I've got a problem with this, and with this. Then we give 30 minutes to this, unpack it fully. These are the do's and don'ts. Got you. These are the do's and don'ts. 30 minutes on your second one, 30 minutes on your third one. Having said that, 7:30. Hope you guys enjoyed it. 0825426659. That's how you book us. It will typically be during the week, on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. It will be after working hours for me, which is 6 p.m., 2 p.m. on a Saturday. If you're interested and if I can add value, shoot me a WhatsApp. See you soon. If you're in the area, we'll do it in the studio. If you Western Cape, wherever you are, we'll do it over Zoom. It will be recorded, packaged, and then you are going to be the source of information. I train the trainer, and then your team will follow your lead because these are your ideas that we're going to help structure together. Uncle Bobby and Elsie and the rest of the